Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. I'm Brian Winnekins. Joining us this morning, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, as we talk about our recent grant that USDA has awarded for the Dairy Innovation Center in Wisconsin. And thank you to our newsmaker sponsors, including Synergy Co-op, Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, Annabis Silo, Osteoplastics, Compeer Financial, and Alcivia Co-op. Senator Baldwin, thanks for joining us today. Well, USDA made it's about $80 million total, but Wisconsin's going to be getting what, $20 million for the Wisconsin Center for Dairy Research?
That's exactly correct. And what a wonderful announcement to come from the Undersecretary of Agriculture, Jenny Moffitt, who came to Wisconsin to make that announcement earlier this week during National Dairy Month. So it was music to my ears. You know, I had authored a bill called the Dairy Business Innovation Initiative back in 2018, and we were able to get it included as part of the 2018 Farm Bill. And it has been getting more and more funding each year as it's shown its worth and its success. It really helps provide dairy producers and processors with grant dollars, seed money for innovation, efficiencies, technical assistance, and it's working. I got to hear from so many who have been awarded these grants, who have made incredible positive changes to their operation that's helping make their operation more profitable.
And so for those that have already received the grants, how will this money be then dispersed? Because this is a little bit different from the Dairy Business Innovation Centers that are on the UW campuses, right?
That's right. So here we have different farm producers as well as processors who have innovative ideas. They get some support while they're putting together applications for grants. Oftentimes they have just an idea and they start there and get this technical assistance as they put together an application. Sometimes they have a very well-developed idea that requires a little extra capital to get it underway. And these have been so exciting to learn about. I've gone to a couple of cheese processors that have used grants to improve their water filtration systems and wastewater systems. But in terms of new business ideas, just this week at the Crave Brothers Farmstead, we had a bunch of farmers and processors from all over the state who joined us to talk about what they applied for grants for and how they're using it. So there was one woman who is trying to increase Wisconsin's footprint in terms of sheep's milk, and another who is bringing into production vodka and gin made out of whey. I've heard of vodka and gin made out of all sorts of grains, but this is a first. Yes, can you believe it? And that was really exciting. And so, oh my gosh, there's all sorts of things that are happening. There's some new cheese spreads that are coming onto the market. And there's one processor that is working actually with his competition, to try to allow, let's say, an economy of scale to export products to different parts of the world, where none of them on their own could really set up an export business because they have such small levels of production compared to the bigger players. But when they band together and they get a new market availability, they're working on all of these things that are synergistic. I mean, I'm just naming a few. It is amazing to me to hear these innovative ideas that are getting funding, sometimes very small grants, sometimes they're a little bit larger, but and they're flexible. So this is just so exciting.
The vodka and gin, that's a whole different topic. That's amazing right there. I mean, I've heard of ethanol potentially being made from whey, but not vodka and gin. What next? Brandy. But the sheep's milk, we have dairy goats, and goat's milk as well. And I think sometimes we forget in America's dairyland that milk does come from more than cows, but from sheep and goats. It's very
Yes.
special. It's a specialty market, but it is a market nonetheless.
Yes, and so I hope I'm not giving away her secret sauce, but the entrepreneur who we were talking to, the issue with sheep's milk is it freezes well, which allows you to have a much longer shelf life for not just the frozen milk, but also for the products you can make from it at a later point in time. And so this is an innovation I had never even thought of, but I'm thrilled to hear that people are on top of this.
We're talking with Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin this morning about the $20 million that has been sent to the Wisconsin Center for Dairy Research at UW-Madison, part of the Dairy Business Initiative. And we're talking about some of the things the producers could potentially do. I mean, any producer can really, if they have an idea, get a part of this, or any processor as well. Senator Baldwin, I'm going to keep it along the dairy line, even though it's a little bit of a different topic, but there's already starting to be discussion on the 2023 Farm Bill. And there's been some dairy farmers that have been saying, this federal milk market order thing, we need to change it. Have you heard that? Did you hear that even at this last meeting? Did anyone bring it up, or have you been hearing that? And what's your thoughts on that of potentially changing the order?
Yeah, so I will say that when we were talking about innovation, that was not one of the innovations that was brought forward. But there's such a long history about the marketing orders, and there's also so many variations on how people run their businesses these days. I will say, really frankly, that has not been on many of the lists of farm advocacy organizations that have been meeting with me this spring, thinking about this upcoming farm bill. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if the Senate Ag Committee is taking a deeper dive on that.
Talking with U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin this morning. Again, we've had $20 million funded by Wisconsin, or funded to Wisconsin rather, from USDA with the Dairy Business Innovative Initiative. And Senator Baldwin, now for those that want to look into applying for a potential grant, do they have to go through FSA, or is it through the Dairy Innovation Center at UW-Madison? How would that work?
It would be the latter, the Dairy Business Center, and also who work very closely with Wisconsin cheesemakers, et cetera. I think over the first few years of this program, there's been some pretty healthy communication about it, and that people are talking it up. People who've gotten grants are talking about what they've done with them. So as we go to the next rounds, I think especially pieces like this that you're going to air, spread the word that this is out there. And not only do you go through the Business Innovation Center, but they can also help you put in your application or give you technical advice as you put an application together. Say you just come in with an idea, very bare bones. You can brainstorm together, but also if you have something that's that meat's on the bones already, they're happy to accept those sort of things also.
All right. Well, Senator Baldwin, again, we appreciate you joining us this morning. And that is U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. You're listening to the WRDN Morning Farm Report.